Welcome to episode 731, Anthony Van Mandl, Wine King from Canada. This is an outline of episode 731. There are two reasons we study Anthony Van Mandl. First, before he succeeds, he was called Tony Baloney. Second, he is now the richest wine merchant in the world.
Take you back 30 years to the beginning of the story. I had a passion for wine, food, and adventure. And I had a dream. I noticed after I left UBC, I was 22, I was penniless at the time, that there were few import wines available in British Columbia. And those that were mediocre export wines. So I sought an opportunity, and I thought I could fill that niche and become a wine merchant. How naive. I went to Europe to apprentice in the wine trade because all I knew about wines was from my European parents, particularly my father. And after doing that, I sought out wineries that were willing to give me the rights to their wines in Canada so I could be their importer. Well, of course, no one in the business would give a 22-year-old kid the rights to their wine, so I had to find people that weren't in the market.
He was born in Vancouver, Canada in 1950. In 1972, at the age of 22, he graduated from University of British Columbia with a degree in economics.
Persuaded them, returned to Vancouver, found a great office, $29.95 a month next to the Greyhound bus terminal. I was absolutely naive. I didn't realize that even though I had wines that were much better quality and value than what was available in the market, the liquor board just wasn't buying. I didn't realize it was all about patronage and payola at the time. And so when I did find that out, I spoke out against that and was punished. I was blacklisted for almost 4 years by the BC Liquor Board. I was out of business. So
Van Mandl spent 6 years in the entrepreneurial desert, often not eating at all because of lack of money. Then, at age 31, he was rich, and he wanted to buy and build his own vineyard. The result is Mission Hill.
Merchants. He was the first wine merchant in Canada. In 1981, he had set his sights on the Okanagan Valley and purchased one of 5 wineries in the area. Anthony renamed his latest vision Mission Hill Family Estate Winery and set off on his mission to produce wines that rivaled the best in the world.
Van Mandl's next product is Mike's Hard Lemonade.
I was like, you know what, we have a Mike's Chilled Cherry Hard Lemonade. I think I'm gonna try to do this in 10 seconds. Let's see if I really push it to the limit past the point of no return, if I can do that. So here we go, let's get on into this thing. Maybe if there was a straw. All right, here we go. Yeah! I did it with a second to spare. I am absolutely shocked that I did that on time. People in the comments are gonna be like, you amateur.
Best Pinot Noir in the world. That's $175 a bottle of Canadian wine.
Now at Martin's Lane, we produce extremely limited quantities of Pinot Noir and Riesling that are making a name for themselves on the world stage. Our first vintage of $175 a bottle, Fritzy's Vineyard Pinot Noir, Fritzy, by the way, is my mom's name, was awarded an unprecedented 97-point score by Stephen Spurrier, a British winery industry icon, who said that this was the highest score he had ever given to an inaugural wine from a new winery.
Is the new wine king of the world. White Claw, his next product, would make him a multi-billionaire.
White Claw just might have a bit of a fancier reputation than your everyday malt beverage, with Eater noting, it's an upscale, aspirational brand, one that doesn't carry the same trashy, low-budget connotations as other malt liquor beverages like wine coolers. But whatever level of the pedestal you decide to place White Claw on, part of the allure of White Claw is the ability to consume alcohol in an easily drinkable can. Some might even say it's totally smashable. That same allure has existed with beer for years, partly due to its not that refreshing. And that's where the beauty of White Claw comes in for most consumers. With 5% ABV in a 12-ounce can, White Claw can pack just as much of a punch as most standard beers. Since its debut, White Claw has continued to increase in sales, slowly taking over the beverage aisle. Overall, ready-to-go alcoholic beverage sales have skyrocketed, and annual sales in the malt-based cocktail category have increased by 574%.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and leave your questions and comments below. My next video will be Anthony von Mandl, 9 lessons. Wishing everyone peace and prosperity.